My colleagues today will speak at length about the different issues in respect to our concerns with regard to the horrific human rights violations in Iran. They'll tell you about our fears for the building of a nuclear weapon in Iran, which will change the whole balance of power in what is the most dangerous area of the world today and has been for a very long time. It is vital that we do all we can to ensure that those nuclear weapons are not built and are not in the hands of the medieval theocracy we call the mullahs. And indeed, that's another reason for paying tribute to the PMOI, who have, in many respects, got all the information that the West needed to recognise that Iran was building a nuclear weapon. It was this organisation that smuggled that information out and got it to Western nations and alerted them of the dangers of nuclear weapons. And that's another reason for supporting the PMOI. And finally, let me say that the mullahs are again trying to dupe the West. They've done it again and again and again. An organisation whose track record is one not to be trusted. And that's another message that we, the PMOI, the friends and supporters of that organisation, bring to the government of this country and to many other governments regularly, that this is an organisation which cannot be trusted, which cannot be given leeway, and which has one of the worst human rights records seen in the globe we live on for a very long time. However, my job is to speak specifically about defending the rights of those 2,700 people that Struan talked about in Camp Liberty, who have been treated despicably by the Iraqi government. Maliki's government has turned Liberty into a hellhole. And I pray for the residents of Liberty day in, day out, because they are living in conditions I wouldn't consider my very worst enemy should ever experience in any sense at all. Beyond the realms of human consideration, I want to make 4 demands to them. I want to demand the recognition of Camp Liberty as a refugee camp under the supervision of the UNHCR. And I want the recognition of the resident status as refugees and protected persons under the 4th Geneva Conference to be meaningful. I want the annulment of all oppressive decisions by the Maliki government taken against the residents of Ashraf and Liberty. And I want the referral of Camp Liberty's dossier to agencies and individuals in the government of Iraq who were not acting on the orders of the Iranian regime or affiliated groups. I want that annulment because I want it to be known worldwide that the Maliki government wasn't a help, was a massive hindrance and was a proxy of the Iranian government. I want the guaranteeing of the safety and security of the residents of the United States, which according to the quadripartite agreement of the 16th of August 2012 commits to support safety and security of the residents until the last resident leaves Iraq, as well as free, open access to medical supplies. Nothing could be more inhumane than denying medical supplies to those people. And I demand that the governments of the West demand that of the new government in Iraq too. And finally, perhaps most importantly, I demand the complete lifting of the siege on Camp Liberty, ensuring the reinstatement of standards and requirements of normal life, according to Articles 1, 2, 3 and 4 of the third section of the memorandum agreed by the nations who decided they would call residents of Ashraf as protected persons under the Geneva Convention. I demand that lifting of the siege on Camp Liberty.